Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Shami, Washayaba, Shamra, Kodash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Akian. And this is your brother Abawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Shami, Washayaba, Shamra, Kodash, all praises and glory is due. And this is really starting to get ridiculous, okay? Because it's one thing to have 1, 2, or 3 scoffers a week coming against this truth, but it hasn't even been up to a week, and you already have scoffers and bug outs coming out of the woodwork again. And the elder Amanatazakba has just posted another video of the same thing, which is basically you have these jakes, right? These no, let's not call them jakes, but these Israelites that are scoffing and mocking the truth. They are mocking the men of the Lord. Specifically, they are mocking the camps, okay? And this is the title of the video. Black Americans openly mock the Hebrew Israelites and reject the gospel. Hashtag rebellion. And you can see 516 likes, 3,000, almost 4,000 views. Posted 15 hours ago. So yeah, man, this video basically, it blew up. And in the video, you see a compilation of different Israelites speaking against the truth, right? Speaking against the camp doctrine, speaking against the brothers that are on the highways and byways and preaching this gospel. And like I said, and the bug out chronicles continue. So I'll start by getting this preset, and this is starting to get ridiculous, man, because I'm even feeling a little bit tired of coming out, of seeing these scoffers out here, man. It's getting ridiculous. Now it's starting to feel redundant coming out here and doing videos responding to these bug outs. So this is the book of 2 Peter 3, verse 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lusts. That's exactly what you've been seeing these past few days. And let me go back to the elder Manatazakba's channel, right? And just a few days ago, and it was like 6 days ago, right? Yeah, that's even 6 days ago. 2 days ago, a day ago, you had different jakes coming out and saying that, the Hebrew Israelite doctrine is going off. You brother need to repent. You brother need to stop. You brother need to come back to Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, right? And this is another example of that. A day ago, you had one of these blessed Israelites, right, that are claiming that, because the Hebrew Israelites are often using images of or depicting our Lord Yahweh and the Most High as dark-skinned Israelite men, as they actually are, that are worshipping graven images, even though there is no video of any brother saying bow down to this image, no record, no video of any brother actively bowing down to the image. We are still pushing graven images, even though, well, anyway, and let's continue on. 2 days ago, and this one is going into the IUIC, that's another thing that is going on in this truth, but that's not the focus of this video. I've already even done a video responding to that. And 2 days ago, response to where does it say what's your nationality in the scriptures, and you see, man, scoffers are coming out of the woodwork in these last few months of 2024. Like, and this is just only the Manatazakba's channel. If you go to somebody like Holy Bible Defenders, and I forgot the name of the elder, that's another channel that you see all kinds of scoffers and mockers on that channel every single day. So this is just showing you that not only is this truth becoming more popular, which it is, right? The scoffer, the new batch of scoffers are coming out and speaking against this truth, and that's why you see a compilation of videos of jakes, and it was all Israelites, right? No Edomite is coming out and saying, "Oh, well, you see these Hebrew Israelites out here that are always saying Esau is the white." No, nothing like that. It was all jakes, every single one of them. They are scoffing, they are mocking the men of the Lord. And also notice, okay, that if you watch these videos, you'll notice that that all of them were really only mocking the Hebrew Israelites that are on the highways and byways, the camps, okay? They were only mocking the Hebrew Israelites that actually go out to the highways and byways and actually do the camps. They weren't mocking you, blessed Israelites that are on the YouTube. Shalom, everybody. let me do a video today. Now they want mocking, these yeah, Hebrew Israelites that are only on social media, on TikTok, doing the shalom everybody. Nah, they were actually mocking the Hebrew Israelites that are on the highways and byways doing the work. And that shows you that in order to make full proof of this ministry, so let's get that. And I'll start from the book of Second Timothy, the fourth chapter. Second Timothy 4, verse 1. I charge thee therefore before the Most High and the Lord Yahushai Hamashiach, not Jesus Christ, okay, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. All right, what I was saying is that they are owned, and that's what I was saying, that this proves that this shows you that the going out to the highways and byways, doing the camp videos is a huge part of this ministry. So all these Israelites that are always saying that, oh, the camp is going off, oh, you don't need to go out to the highways and byways, YouTube does all the work, right? None of I think it was only just one person, that who female woman that even mentioned the YouTube. Well, but all of them, they were talking about the Hebrew Israelites, right? The men that are on the highways and byways preaching the gospel, not what brothers are doing on YouTube, but what brothers are doing on the highways and byways. And that shows you that we get the most views, okay? We get the most eyes on us when we are out there on the highways and byways. And hey, I'm going to title this video "The Men of the Lord Are Outside" because that's really what it is. That's really what that video proves right there. Because even though they were scoffing and doing their normal bullshit, I was happy as well because what that shows you is that hey, we are out here, right? The Hebrew Israelites are out here. The men of the Lord are out here. The truth, okay, is out here. And it's really going out into the world and bringing in all manner of people, just like the scriptures said it would. As it is written, it gathereth of every kind, right? That's why you find all kinds of doctrines and philosophies, or rather, I should say, you find people with all kinds of doctrines and philosophies talking about this truth, whether it's the apologists with them, vocab, them, that's your Christian representation, right? Sanetta, that is a black unconscious Egyptologist type, right? He's also, he also talks about this truth. It's one of the topics that he goes into the most with him and Captain Tazariak. Okay, different people, right? Different people coming and speaking on this truth, and of course, you see that the vast majority of them really all they are doing is they are scoffing, right? Mocking the Hebrew Israelites, right? Insulting or saying, hey, you hear what these people say. It wasn't a few months ago, and it just popped into my mind. It wasn't a few months ago where Anton Daniels was also on the same plane, right? And this shows you, man, a lot of you jakes are going to, a lot of you jakes are going to be destroyed. Just putting it straight up, because your own words are an indictment on you more than anything. After all, isn't it the scriptures that say that every idle word that men speak? Let me get that precept right. So this is the book of Matthew 12, verse 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. And since you fixed your mouth to speak against the Hebrew Israelites and against the men of the Lord, right? Mainly the Hebrew Israelites that are on the highways and byways, still have to stress that, and it shows you that a lot of people are know about this truth. It shows you just how much, right, the fame and the notoriety of the Hebrew Israelites has gone out into the world. This is something that the people of this world can't even ignore. And I've been mentioning this before, that the funny thing is that it's mainly Jakes that are talking about the Hebrew Israelites. You see the heathen nations, the other nations aren't really even putting mind there. Their mind is not even on the topic of the Hebrew Israelites. It's only Jakes that are talking about it because, hey, at the end of the day, right, even if they are two-third ass niggas, their spirit still, at the very least, resonates with this truth, even to a minor degree, to the point where they have to say something about it because they hear the word and they hear the word, but ultimately they don't receive the gospel. So what I was saying is that, like I was saying that even jakes on this YouTube, right? All these YouTube these really it's so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians that are on YouTube or big on YouTube, they always mention how they see the Hebrew Israelites on the highways and byways. They always talk about the Hebrew Israelites. Like I said, I gave an example, Anton Daniels, right? Because he's pretty big in the manosphere space. And that shows you that hey man, if you're living in America, Babylon the Great, you know about the Hebrew Israelites, you know about the Hebrew Israelites, okay? Everybody in Babylon the Great knows about the Hebrew Israelites. Every Israelite in America, Babylon the Great knows about the Hebrew Israelites. They've heard the gospel. And as you can see, two-thirds, the vast majority of our people have rejected it, right? And that's the beauty of this truth, man, because for every two-third that you see, right, rejecting this truth, you know that at least the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is bringing in and sealing the elect with this gospel, because just like you see the two-thirds coming out and scoffing once they encounter or they hear this truth, right? You have the elect, right? God really will be a part of that number, or I should say, the hopeful elect that hear the gospel and repent and come into the fold. But yeah, we are in those times right now, right? I believe it was the Apostle James that said we are in the last time, and that the anti-Hamashiach, right? The anti-Hamashiach will be raised up. And these are really all just signs of the time. These are signs that show that we are in the last days, okay? So this is the book of First John 2, verse 18. Little children, it is the last time. And as ye have heard, the anti-Hamashiach shall come. Even now are there many anti-Hamashiachs, whereby we know that it is the last time, right? And the anti-Hamashiach, right, or I should say the Antichrist for the laymen, are those that are coming against the gospel. If you are speaking against the gospel, if you are scoffing, you are mocking, right? You are trying to debunk the ministry of the Hebrew Israelites. That makes you anti-Hamashiach, because the gospel that we teach, right? Let me also get that precept. We do not teach, even the scriptures say that this is the express word of the Apostle Paul. Another precept that proves to you that the Apostle Paul was a man of the Lord, and I hope that's for the Sicari, right? But the Apostle Paul said this, that we do not preach using men's wisdom. Let me get that. I think they brought lights. I have to go and change the line, but let me finish this up first. That should be the New Testament. Where the Apostle Paul said that we do not preach using men's wisdom. I forgot how our precept goes. Okay, here it is. So this is the book of First Corinthians 12, verse 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of the Most High, Yahweh Sham Yahushai, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of the Most High, Yahweh Sham Yahushai, which things also we speak, not in the words which men's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. But he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. And as you can see, the vast majority of our people just cannot receive this truth because it is spiritually discerned. And that shows you that there is a sifting that goes on in this truth. And I think I'll close out with that precept. There is a sifting that goes on in this truth. Let me start by getting that first. So this is the book of Matthew 13, verse 47. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind. Right. And basically what this means is that just a this world is really just a spiritual thing, and it catches all manner of people, both the elect, the two-thirds, the scoffers, the bug-outs, the fallout, the different types of Israelites that you encounter in this truth, even gathers in heathen. Case in point, of course, we suspect, but Gokab Malone, okay, and of course, we suspect that he might be a heathen. You can't really know for sure, right? But it gathers all kinds of individuals in the world. So, continuing on, Matthew 13, verse 48, which when it was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. Right, and now, you see that the people that are in this truth, they are being sifted. And the bad, like the really bad, like the completely rejected, right? Those scoffers and boggarts are being sifted early, right? They hear the truth, and the spirit is not dealing with them in any capacity, and it just falls right out of them. And another parable that can be used is the parable of the sower that was sowing seed, right? You sow some seed, you throw it on um thorns and thistles, you throw it on the ground, on hard ground, and it's unable to find roots. You throw it on I think I'll get that one next. Just as a refresher. So continuing on, Matthew 13, verse 49. So shall it be at the end of the world. The angel shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just. Right. And we are at the end of the world. And the sifting angels, right? The sifting angels are working overtime because you are seeing the scoffers, right? You are seeing two thirds getting sifted out of this truth. And they are openly displaying, right, the fact that they have been rejected by the Most High Yahweh Shami Oshai, because that's exactly what that is, right? They are showing their ignorance by speaking against this truth because really they have no arguments against the truth. That's why they scoff, they mock, okay? And they paint this ridiculous stereotype, or I should say caricature of the men of the Lord that, oh, we're just a bunch of, you know, just a bunch of Negroes that just stand in highways and byways that's constantly screaming at Jake, every single time screaming at Jake that, oh, you are doing this, brother, you are doing that, brother. That's not how, which is not, of course, how the truth is, because the vast majority of the time we are out here warning the people of the things to come, and that is what we go into the scriptures and show you, because hey, there is a reason why we're out there screaming that, oh, you're going to die, this is going to happen to you, the Most High is going to destroy you. That is because, and let's go to the book of Ezekiel, because the book of Ezekiel is the best precept to go and get that, as it is written in Lamentations, mourning and woe. So this is the book of Ezekiel 2, verse 9. And when I looked, behold, an hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without. And there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe. And that's exactly what is coming: lamentations, mourning, and woe. Right? And when Allah Yahweh returns, weeping and mourning and gnashing of teeth, because the troubles, okay, Jacob's trouble is coming soon, man. The famine of the world is coming soon. The MOTB and the hour of temptation is coming soon, but Jake still wanna laugh. Jake still wants to sit down and be like, the reason how I know that I'm in the East Coast right now, right? Jake still wants to make skits mocking the Hebrew Israelites when the men of the Lord are the only ones that are warning you of things that are about to come on the earth, right? Jake, hey, we keep warning you, Jakes, man. Things are about to get real. You're up there in Babylon the Great, still thinking that either Trump or Kamala can save you. That if Kamala Harris can't save you, she can at least keep Trump from, and it shows you that even up till now, you Negroes can't understand political theater. It's all a scam. It's all a ruse. A little brain and circus is just a nice it's a drama TV series basically. That's all politics is in Babylon the Great. Okay. But anyway, let's continue reading on because I said I'm going to get the final precept, which is the sower, which is the precept or rather the parable of the sower. Let me get that one next. The parable of the sower. That should be in the book of Matthew. So this is the book of Mark. Okay, Mark. So this is the book of Mark 4, verse 3. Hearken, behold, there went out a sower to sow, and it came to pass as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it up. And some fell on stony ground, where it had not much earth, and immediately it sprang up, because it had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, it was scorched, and because it had no roots, it withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and yielded no fruit. And others fell on good ground, and did yield fruit, and sprang up, and increased, and brought forth some 30, and some 60, and some 100. And he said unto them, He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. Turn. And I have to continue it. Let me just read on that because this is also relevant to the topic right now. So Mark second, got a little excited. Mark 4 verse 10. And when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12 asked him of the parable, and he said, Unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of the Most High, Yahweh Basham Yahushai. But unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables. Right, so you have the elect or the hopeful elect men, which are the apostles and the disciples at the time, right? That were meant to receive this truth, to get the understanding of the scriptures. And even in this same time, you still have men of the Lord, right? The prophets are appointed to receive this truth, okay? And unto them it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom as it is written. So continuing on, Mark 4, verse 12, that seeing they may see and not perceive, right? Because you see, Jake walk past the Hebrew Israelites every single day. Jake walks past the men of the Lord preaching the gospel every single day, but they can't see the gospel, they can't hear the gospel. That's why now they mock and they scoff. They can't even do it properly because they don't even know what they are mocking, what they are scoffing at, because that understanding has not been given to them. Now, once again, and continuing on, and hearing, they may hear and not understand, lest at any time they should be converted and their sins should be forgiven them. And why is it they are being blocked from hearing and seeing and understanding? Because they've been rejected, okay? Because at this time, the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahweh is only dealing with a select number, a small remnant of the nation of Israel. Yes, only, only the nation of Israel can be saved. And the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahweh is only dealing with a small number of the nation of Israel, which are, of course, the elect. Lord willing, will be a part of that number. So now Mark 4 verse 13, and he said unto them, Know ye not this parable? And how then will you know all parables? The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and take away the word that was sown in their hearts. And that's the first stage of this truth. Now you have people that hear the word, but ultimately, man, the demons that are on them, right? The devils that are on them will not allow them to actually receive the word. That sifting angel will not allow them to get the word. So it is removed from them instantly. And that's what you saw with those scoffers in the in the elder, so like yeah, the elder Manata Zagbar's video. So Matthew 4, verse 16. And and these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who, when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. And these are the deserters, basically, the people that, as is written, that loses patience, right? And the word patience, it means to suffer. So those that they have a set amount of time in which they can be in this truth, right? They have the faith that like, oh yeah, this has to be the truth. Let me get in there. And ultimately, right, they get filtered out by just passage of time because they weren't really rooted in this gospel. That's like, and that's exactly what Allah Yahweh said. They have no root in themselves. They have no oil, no faith to really believe that this has to be the truth, no matter how long it takes. It's not written in the book of Habakkuk, the second chapter. Though it tarries, wait for it. It will come. It will not tarry. Okay, because hey, things are moving quick, man. And if you don't have the vision to see how things are moving in prophecy, then hey, man, that's what I'll say. Esau's kingdom is already doing the circling the drain. It's already out of here. It's already done. Okay, and eventually, all hell is just going to break loose, and that's really what we are in this truth. The men of the Lord are really waiting for the desolation to begin, right? Let's continue reading. Mark 4, verse 18. And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things entering in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. And that's, of course, the bug outs, right? The fallouts that ultimately, whether it's a demon that gets on them, or they get paid off, or, something, their situation in the world changes and it causes them to lose their faith in this truth, they ultimately leave the truth as well. Right. So Mark 4, verse 20. And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receiveth it, and bring forth fruit, some 30 fold, some 60, and some 100. And yes, you also have, of course, the last but not the least, the elect of the nation of Israel, right? The men of the Lord. Lord willing, be a part of that number once again, that hear the word and endure until the end, basically until the deliverance. And that's what you should really be aiming for in this truth if you're an Israelite. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. If you know that's you, this is what you should be aiming for, to be part of that good seed and to endure until the end, unlike those scoffers, right? So, hey, the Hebrew Israelites are outside, 10 toes down, I'm not going to say standing on business, but you see, and all of our people know it. The whole world knows it, that we're out here on the highways and byways, we're out here doing the work. And Jake can attest, and Jake can testify to that. So with that, let me end the video right here once again. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Basham, Yahweh, Basham, Raka, Kwadash, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom. And through the Spirit of Yakim, and you are quite edified. Shalom.